Welcome to Wise Rulers, the channel where history meets wisdom and great minds are never forgotten. Today, we explore the life and legacy of Archimedes of Syracuse, not just a mathematician, but a true genius of the ancient world. From discovering the principles of buoyancy to defending his city with war machines, Archimedes combined science, strategy, and intellect in ways the world had never seen before. Was he really the man behind the legendary Eureka moment? Did he actually set Roman ships on fire with mirrors? And how did he contribute to both pure mathematics and military engineering? Stay with us as we uncover the remarkable story of one of history's greatest minds. Archimedes of Syracuse, a detailed account of his life and legacy. 1. Background and early life. The details of Archimedes' life remain somewhat obscure. A biography mentioned by Euclid, supposedly authored by Archimedes' friend Heraclides Lembus, is lost, and modern scholars question whether Heraclides was its actual author. According to John Tzetzes, a Byzantine scholar, Archimedes lived for 75 years, placing his birth around 287 BC in Syracuse, a coastal city in Sicily. At the time, Syracuse was a thriving city-state within the Greek world known as Magna Graecia. In his work The Sand Reckoner, Archimedes names his father as Phidias, an astronomer, although no other historical information about Phidias survives. Plutarch claimed that Archimedes was related to King Hiero II, the ruler of Syracuse, while Cicero and Silius Italicus suggest he was of humble origins. It is unknown whether Archimedes ever married, had children, or traveled extensively. However, some of his mathematical works were addressed to scholars in Alexandria, including Dositheus of Pelusium and Eratosthenes, suggesting he maintained correspondence with key intellectual figures of the Alexandrian Museum and Library. 2. The Eureka moment and Archimedes' principle. One of the most famous anecdotes about Archimedes is the wreath or crown problem, which illustrates his understanding of buoyancy. According to Vitruvius, King Hiero II had given a goldsmith a certain amount of gold to make a votive wreath for a temple. Suspecting fraud, the king asked Archimedes to determine whether the crown had been adulterated with silver, without damaging it. While taking a bath, Archimedes noticed the water level rose as he got in, realizing that the volume of water displaced could be used to calculate the volume of the crown and compare it with its weight. Excited by the discovery, he reportedly ran naked through the streets of Syracuse yelling, "Eureka! I have found it!" The principle of buoyancy he applied here, later known as Archimedes' principle, states: a body immersed in a fluid experiences an upward, buoyant, force equal to the weight of the fluid it displaces. An alternative explanation from the 5th century Latin poem, Carmen de Ponderibus, suggests that Archimedes used a hydrostatic balance, comparing the apparent weights of gold, silver, and the crown in water. Later, Galileo Galilei regarded this version more plausible, since it directly relates to the hydrostatics found in Archimedes' treatise on floating bodies. 3. Contributions to engineering and invention. A large part of Archimedes' engineering innovations were in service to Syracuse. Among the most notable is the Syracusia, a massive ship said to be the largest built in antiquity. Athenaeus, quoting Moschian, claimed that Archimedes launched this enormous ship and even installed a device, later referred to as Archimedes' screw, to remove bilge water. Although widely attributed to Archimedes, the device probably predates him, as writers like Philo of Byzantium, Strabo, and Vitruvius mention it without giving him credit. Plutarch offers another famous story where Archimedes bragged to King Hiero that he could move any weight. When challenged, Archimedes demonstrated a block and tackle pulley system, pulling a fully loaded ship with ease. This anecdote underlines his understanding of mechanical advantage and leverage, captured in his famous quote, "Give me a place to stand on, and I will move the earth." 4. Defense of Syracuse, military innovations. Archimedes gained immense respect for his defense of Syracuse during the Second Punic War, 214 to 212 BC. When Syracuse allied with Carthage, Roman general Marcus Claudius Marcellus besieged the city. Archimedes designed a series of war machines that significantly delayed the Roman assault. Ancient sources, Plutarch, Livy, and Polybius, describe Advanced catapults with greater range and precision. Cranes that dropped heavy objects onto Roman ships. A mechanical claw or iron hand that could lift and then drop ships, sinking them. These inventions exemplify Archimedes' genius in applying physics to real-world military needs. 5. The myth of the burning mirrors. A more legendary tale claims Archimedes used mirrors to focus sunlight and set Roman ships ablaze. The earliest mention of ships burning appears in Lucian of Samosata, 2nd century CE, though he does not reference mirrors. Galen, writing later, was the first to link the fires to burning mirrors. Centuries later, the engineer Anthemius of Tralles attempted to reconstruct the geometry of such a device. During the Renaissance, the tale inspired debate. René Descartes dismissed it as fiction. Modern experiments have yielded mixed results, suggesting the feat would have been extremely difficult to execute in real combat conditions. 6. Archimedes' death and legacy. Accounts of Archimedes' death during the Roman sack of Syracuse vary. Livy reports he was killed by a Roman soldier who did not recognize him. Plutarch offers two versions, one where he is slain while drawing diagrams in the sand, another where he carries instruments mistaken for treasure. Valerius Maximus records his last words as, "I beg of you, do not disturb this." The basis for the popular, but unattested phrase, "do not disturb my circles." Despite ordering that Archimedes be spared, Marcellus was reportedly distraught over his death and called him a geometrical Briareus, referencing the 100-armed giant of mythology for Archimedes' many inventions. 7. Planetarium models and lost works. According to Cicero, Marcellus took two planetarium-like devices built by Archimedes to Rome. These mechanisms showed the motions of the sun, moon, and planets, impressive models requiring an understanding of gearing and astronomy. Pappus of Alexandria later mentioned a now-lost work titled On Sphere-Making, which may have detailed such construction. These devices were long thought impossible until the discovery of the antikythera mechanism in 1902, a Greek artifact from around 100 BC, confirmed that ancient engineers could create such sophisticated gear-based technology. 8. Rediscovery of Archimedes' tomb. Cicero, while serving as a quaestor in Sicily, discovered what he believed to be Archimedes' neglected tomb near the Agrigentine Gate. He cleared the site and found an inscription and a carving representing Archimedes' favorite geometrical proof. The surface area and volume of a sphere are 2/3 that of the cylinder that encloses it, including its bases. This remains one of Archimedes' most elegant and profound mathematical discoveries. Archimedes wasn't just a figure of ancient curiosity, his ideas still echo in modern science, engineering, and mathematics. From the battlefield to the bathtub, his legacy is a testament to the power of human thought. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the life of Archimedes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wise Rulers, where we bring legendary minds and rulers back to life, one story at a time. Comment below with the name of the historical figure you'd like us to cover next, and remember, wisdom is timeless. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.